Hello listeners. Welcome back to SubGenius, your easy learning channel. Today we'll talk about mysterious topic about how world got creation. Here are the myths from religions around the world. How did this universe come into being? Bright scientists, confused teenagers, and devoted worshippers alike have been struggling to answer that question, resulting in some sophisticated theories, countless emo songs, and numerous strange creation myths. Who would have thought butter could form the world? How did you link the origin of existence with extraterrestrial realms? How could creation stories link us to monsters, giants, even bugs? Get ready, have your faith shaken. You may find some of these weird religious creation myths intriguing enough to seriously consider their validity. Bushongo, a lonely god, puked the earth out of his tummy. The Bushongo people lived on the shores of the Congo River, in Central Africa. They believed in a creation god called Bumba, who lived alone in total darkness, and reigned over everything. He was human in form, but gigantic, and white. One day, he was crippled by a terrible stomachache. Then he vomited up the sun, and, after that, the moon and stars. He continued to vomit, and puked up the earth, several animals, and, finally, humans. The animals he vomited made other animals, herons created all birds, and from goats came every animal with horns. Thus the world began. Ancient Egypt, the world was formed because a god masturbated. Time to face the harsh light of day, we were all formed from semen. It stands to reason, then, that at least one creation myth would find a way to incorporate spunk. According to an ancient Egyptian creation hymn, Atum was the first being, and brought himself into being from the waters of chaos. After creating himself, Atum fornicated with his fist, creating two more gods. I had union with my hand, and I embraced my shadow in a love embrace. I poured seed into my own mouth and I sent forth from myself issue in the form of the gods Shu and Tefnut, he said. These three gods brought light into the world. After the creation of Shu and Tefnut, Atum wept, and his tears created men and women. Taoism, the world is basically a big dead man. Taoism is an ancient Chinese religion, the origins of which can be traced back at least 2,000 years. The philosophy of the religion focuses on opposites, balance, and unity, as exemplified by yin and yang. According to the Taoist creation myth, at the beginning of time, the sky and the earth united in a shape like an egg. From that cosmic egg was born the god Puked, who grew taller every day, pushing the sky and the earth apart from one another. After 18,000 years of growing and pushing, Puked collapsed and fell to pieces. His left eye became the sun and his right eye became the moon. His blood gushed out and became rivers, his flesh became soil. The fleas living on his body became the human race. Shinto, the Japanese islands were created from sacred incestual intercourse. Shintoism is a religion native to Japan. As per Shinto beliefs, the world is filled with spirits, and the rituals of the religion offer humans a way to communicate with these spirits. Spirits live in everything, from trees to animals, and each spirit has unique personality traits. Foxes, for instance, are troublemakers. As per the Shinto creation myth, in the beginning there were Izanagi and Izanami, the first male and female, siblings and lovers. They created the first island of Japan by thrusting a spear into the ocean. This island, Onogara, is mythical. After creating it, the siblings discovered a more pleasurable way to create land for people to live in, sex. From their sexual intercourse, which they regarded as a holy ritual, the couple bore other islands of Japan and other deities, which were manifest in the mountains, waterfalls, winds, and virtually everything else, of Japan. Korean shamanism, humans evolved from bugs. From one of the country's shamanic rituals, Koreans recognize Myriuk as the initial creator of the world. to do so. He parted the earth and sky with copper pillars, then created humans from insects, picking 5 golden and 5 silver bugs to be transformed into the first 5 women and first 5 men. The golden bugs grew into men, the silver bugs into women. Muralism. We are the result of an alien science project. Let's assume the only thing that's real in this physical world is that which can be proven by science. Such an assumption gave birth to the Rillian movement, led by journalist Claude Vorilhon, aka who argued that everything on Earth exists as a result of deliberate creation by scientists from another planet. Human beings, for example, are systematically made using synthesis DNA. Unfortunately, the scientist alien government banned human creation experiments, so the scientists came to Earth to continue their work in secrecy. Ray also believes alien scientists are studying Earth just like we study Mars or Jupiter, only in a far more sophisticated way. According to all of this was told to him by an alien he ran into. Early Hindus, the world was created from butter. Before going with the 3 major gods system, Brahma the creator, Vishnu the preserver, and Shiva the destroyer, Hindus had a much weirder take on how the world came to being. In the beginning there was Purusha, a gigantic monster with 1,000 heads, eyes, and feet. The gods decided they could do better than that, and sacrificed Purusha, who turned into an abundance of clarified butter, ghee. From that clarified butter, the gods created everything else: mountains, the sun, the moon, and other gods. New Warbianism. Men were invented by women. New Warbianism is a belief system created in the 1970s by an American named Dwight York, who was eventually found guilty of molesting children and sex trafficking minors. Among various other extremely bizarre things, New Warbianism suggested that fetuses that survived abortion live in sewers, where they are organizing to take over the world. According to the New Warbian creation myth, men came from women, but not in the way you'd naturally think. Rather than give birth to man, women created them through genetic manipulation. Some New Warbian texts mention that the first Homo sapiens were a result of cloning done on Mars. Ancient Mesopotamian religion. Humans were created from monster blood. According to ancient Mesopotamian beliefs, the first beings were Apsu, sweet water, and Tiamat, salt water. When the two mingled, they gave birth to sea monsters and gods. When Tiamat, the female creator, tried to take control of the world with the help of her accomplice King U, her descendants, who were led by Babylonian god Marduk, united to fight her. In an epic battle, Tiamat and King U were both killed. Marduk tore Tiamat's corpse into 2 big parts. From one part he created the heaven, and from the other the earth. Marduk then created the human race as the god's servants from King U's blood. Shiluk, humans were molded from mud with flamingos as models. As the supreme being according to the Shiluk people of southern Sudan, Juk was the creator of the human race. If you're familiar with the Christian belief about the creation of Adam, it may not be so weird to learn that Juk also molded the first men from mud. One of the differences is that the deity collected different colors of mud to create men with different skin colors, white, brown, and black. When Juk molded the first men, he turned to flamingos as inspiration. That's when he decided that humans must have legs. Our other body features were added later, after careful thought on how we should function. Siberian Shamanism. The earth is the way it is because of a grumpy man. According to a Siberian shaman interviewed in the film In Pursuit of the Siberian Shaman, the creator god in his religion made Earth several times, but it kept sinking to the bottom of the ocean. Eventually, the creator loaded the Earth on the back of a turtle and ordered a mammoth to hold the sky on his back. The Earth was flat, no hills, streams, or mountains. No one minded though, not the animals, not the birds, not the insects. Except for the man who was always grumpy and unpleased. Concerned, The creator asked the mammoth and the snake to check on the man to ask him why he's so unhappy. The man expressed how the flat earth bored and disappoint him. The mammoth dug into the earth with his trunk, forming the first mountains. Likewise, the snake crawled in between the mountains and formed the rivers according to its movement. And thus was born the world. Church of the SubGenius. Some humans descended from Yeti. Calling itself a parody religion, the Church of the SubGenius's myth of creation does not disappoint people, those looking for mockery. The Church believes that some of us are superior mutants called Yetinson. Church followers are asked to prove their worthiness by sending $35 to the Church, after which their powers, or abnormality potential, will be unlocked. With their Yeti mind and superpowers, the members are determined to defy the world's biggest conspiracies. That is all about different myths about how world got created. Thank you. We'll come back again with one more interesting video. Thank you again.